Oh, hello there, and thanks for joining Uncomplicated Math today. Today we're going to be looking at how to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. And by the end of this video, you'll know the steps involved when converting an improper fraction to a mixed number. So let's get started. So in question number 1, we're being asked to convert the improper fraction 22/5 into a mixed number. So looking over to the right-hand side here under our steps involved, we can see that our first step is to divide the numerator by the denominator. So in this case, we have a numerator of 22, so we're going to record the numerator of 22 down below and put the division bar up top. And next we're going to add our denominator, which in this case happens to be 5, so we're going to write the 5 to the left and on the outside of the division bar. So now that this division problem's all set up, we're going to start working through the division steps from left to right. And our first step is to divide. Now the problem is we can't divide 2 by 5, so we're going to move from left to right, and now we're going to divide 22 by 5. And we know that we can make 4 whole groups of 5 out of 22, so we're going to write our 4 up top, and then we're going to move on to our next division step, which is to multiply. And when we multiply 4 times 5, we get 20. Our next division step is to subtract, and when we take away 20 from 22, we're left with 2. And now since we don't have any more numbers to bring down, we're done with this division problem. But we still have the remaining 2 parts, so we have a remainder of 2. So we're just going to record the remainder of 2 up top here. So when we divide 22 by 5, we get 4 and a remainder of 2. So now we can move on to step number 2, where we're going to record our whole number result. So in this case, we had a whole number of 4. So for our mixed number, the whole number value is going to be 4 because we could make 4 groups of 5 out of 22. And moving on to step number 3, we're going to use any remainders as our numerator. And here we had a remainder of 2. So the numerator for the fractional part of our mixed number is going to be 2. And our denominator hasn't changed. It's still in fifths. So when we convert the improper fraction 22/5 into a mixed number, we get 4 and 2/5. So now we're going to move on to question number 2, where this time we're being asked to convert the improper fraction 16/3 into a mixed number. So again, remembering our first step is to divide the numerator by our denominator. So we're going to divide 16 by 3. And again, our first division step is to divide, and we're going to move from left to right, and we can't divide 1 into a group of 3, so we're going to move from left to right and divide 16 into groups of 3. And we know that we can make 5 equal groups of 3 out of 15. So we're going to write the 5 up top, and then we're going to move on to our next division step, which is to multiply. And 5 times 3 gives us 15. And then our next division step is to subtract. And when we take away 15 from 16, we're left with 1. And now since we don't have any more digits to bring down, we're done with this division problem. So when we divide 16 by 3, we're left with 5 with a remainder of 1. So now we're going to move on to step number 2, where we're going to record our whole number result. So for our mixed number here, we could make 5 groups of 3 out of 15. So we're going to record our 5. And then we'll remember that step number 3 is to use any remainders as our numerator. So we had 1 remainder, so our numerator for the fractional part of our mixed number is 1. The denominator hasn't changed, it's still in thirds. So when we convert the improper fraction 16/3 into a mixed number, we get 5 and 1/3. So hopefully by now you understand the steps involved when converting an improper fraction to a mixed number. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.